Our district governor is here today. Very pleased to have him come to our club. District Governor Russell Wheeler lives in Lufkin, Texas. He's a former DPS officer. He has been extremely busy since he began his office this summer. I know with all the flood affected area in District 2S1, you've really been working overtime to help all those clubs down there. If you would, please rise and help me welcome Line District Governor Russell Wheeler.
You just handed me a post-it note that I had 2 minutes and 17 seconds. So I'll make this short. 2 weeks ago, I applied to Lions International for a grant for our district for the hurricane-damaged counties. I received $135,000 to spread among the clubs in our district. This county is one of the named disaster areas. I have a package for your secretary and your treasurer, and Brian Gary, your president. It's real simple. Lions International has an application process. It's the same thing as applying for your master's program. It's about 5 pages, grant application, standard mechanical format for those things. What I'm going to ask you to do is look into your community and see what they need. One of the thresholds for the grant process is $10,000 or more. Some of the clubs in Orange, Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Winnie have already put some ideas out, asked me whether they'd be approved or not. One of them was buying things for a library. One of them was buying kitchen items in Mauriceville. That school had 52 inches of water inside of it. So the building is contaminated, the water contaminates everything, and it's unlivable. So they're starting over, and they had insurance, but the insurance was $1 million coverage, and of course the replacement cost is going to be more than that for the kitchen. I told him to put in as much detail as he could into the application process, and this guy's already got the application open on that page. It's very detailed. It takes bids, it takes estimates for cost for whatever your project is, but look at some of the things, some of the ideas that I had from talking to other clubs is volunteer fire department. I don't know if y'all have any volunteer services in this county, but if you do, talk to those folks. If they had a loss, put something together. Bunker gear, respirators. I'm not a fireman, but you know, think about those folks. If you have a sheriff's office reserve, think about those folks. See if they lost anything. Special needs classrooms. If you have a middle school, high school, elementary special needs class and they lost some things, think about that. A community center. I don't know if y'all have one, but that could be qualifiable. Student athletic program with equipment losses. We had several schools in the coastal area where the floor floated. It buckled and floated away. Only about 7 school buildings in the entire coastal area did not get damaged. All the rest of them did. So figure that out. Those children in those areas where the schools were damaged are being relocated to other school districts. Boona is hosting all of Mauriceville. So the Boona School District has all of Mauriceville students in their buildings, and they're being in a classroom environment there. That impacts the youngsters. They're not getting a good education for this first year because they're, where a school used to have 22 kids in the class, they now have 52. So, Park Recreational Center. If you have a recreational center that has a building at the park and it got flooded and lost stuff, think about that. One of the restrictions that Lions International puts out is if it's a tax-based entity, they may not approve that grant. So that's why I said Sheriff's Office Reserve, because the Sheriff's Office is tax-based. You know, y'all pay taxes, the county provides for them. So, any questions? I need y'all to start thinking about this. I need your recommendation or just a basic outline of what you need to do within 6 weeks. I want to file my first program with International the end of November. And I've told all the other clubs that. Have a cabinet meeting Saturday in Center, and I'll tell all those folks that, and I'll hand out every president and secretary the same package I just gave your president, secretary, and treasurer. But if the 4 districts that were affected by the hurricane was us, S1, S2, S4, and then A3, which is Rockport. A3 picks up that. Each one of those 4 districts got $135,000. There's about $62,000 more in the pot at International if we need it. So if this club comes up with a $35,000 project, I'm going to submit it, and then I'll go forward and say, hey, I need another 15 grand or 20 grand, and it's there. I'll have to bargain with the other 3 district governors and ask them what their projects look like and if they're going to meet that threshold of 135. But if we don't, then our money will be transferred to the other 3 districts. That's good or bad, however you want to look at it, but you know, as long as we're helping folks, that's what Lions do.
Yes, sir.
So, any questions? Raise a hand. Somebody ask you something. All right. Y'all got any ideas? Do you think you might want to go look for some ideas?
Sure.
Okay. I thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it. My first time to come to your club. I was lucky to have Bobby Fagan as a governor when I was the second and first vice. We did lots of things together. Nobody else would help us, but that's all right. I learned a lot from Bobby, and some of those is, you know, I'm a retired state trooper, and sometimes we get aggressive, and I had to calm, quit laughing. So I had to calm that down, but anyway, I'm learning, I'm doing better. Y'all find out something. Y'all go out and look, let me know, get it to me by email. You've got the application. I have that in PDF form where you just tab down to the next question, fill it in, save it as a document, send it to me, and I'll get that out to everybody probably Monday. But anyway, 135,000 for about 14 clubs, not including Lamar University.
What about your goals, Russell? Give us some idea on your goals for this year.
My goals for the district governors this year was mainly membership and retention. We sent some ideas out, we sent some goals out to every club based on their membership history. Bobby helped me do that, put that data together, and when we sat down, instead of the governor just saying, well, I'd like y'all to have 5 new members a year. Well, this club gets that pretty quickly. Orange gets that. Other clubs get 5 members pretty quickly because they're active, they're big, they're growing, they have fun meetings. Some clubs get 1 member a year. So based on that, and yeah. But some clubs only have 6 or 7 members, and when one dies, they go out and find somebody to replace that chair. And that's Beaumont Breakfast, they're like that. They've had 7 members for 12 or 13 years, and that's who Beaumont Breakfast Club is. And when one of their folks dies or moves away, well, they go get 1 member. They don't, so we, yeah, you know. Y'all have a totally different mindset. Y'all do things different, and it's really nice to look at on an audience where not everybody's with a walker or cane, no hair and no teeth. You know? Y'all got some young folks. I just sat next to 2 young folks over there. And you know, that's nice. Y'all think that's funny? Our average age in this district with 1,728 lines is, guess what?
65.
Oh, no.
72.
Who said 72? Are you 72 or thereabouts?
Yeah, I'm
There
old at 72, thank you.
That's the average age of the Lions clubs in our district, with 1,728 lines. So you know why I'm smiling to come look at this club? Look at there's a whole table full of young people right there. Then there's a whole table of old folks over here on this side. But you shouldn't have asked that question.
No, it's all right.
Anyway, the goals were set out by Bobby and Waldo and I. And I say Bobby, I'm the governor, but she's the past governor, and she's still helping me. I'm having fun, putting lots of miles on my car. We've made about 19 trips to Beaumont since the hurricane hit from Lufkin. And so I just took my motor home and went down there for a week. We were trying to set up accounts to help people in the shelters that needed glasses or walking aids. We bought 14 pair of glasses out of this hurricane emergency grant money. And we bought 4 walkers and 1 cane. And one lady that needed a sleeve on her arm, she'd had a mastectomy, and it was an issue of circulation, and we bought that. We bought that money out of another grant that I asked for. I applied for a $7,500 medical grant, and they gave me $10,000. And to this day, right now, I have $9,208 left of that medical money. If you have someone in your community that needs eyeglasses, needs a walker, a cane, crutches, or a wheelchair, email me. All I need from you is the line that represents that person, or recommends that person, and the person's last name. And then I'll get with them, and we'll get them to somewhere that has the medical appliance they need, and I'll pay for it.
Related to Harvey.
Pardon me?
Related to Harvey.
Related to Harvey. But if y'all find a need, I'll find a way to pay for it. How's that? Do that. Crutches, eyeglasses, any child needs eyeglasses, adult that needs eyeglasses, including the eye exam, I have money to pay for that. So we do that anyway. That's what Lions do, is we take care of folks that need glasses and eye exams. So just keep on doing what you're doing with that. But let me pay for it. I got the money this time. That money was donated to us by 4 surgeons from New Jersey. They sent the state of Texas $40,000. And it was $10,000 per each district. I had already applied for $7,500, and 2 days later, I got an email from these folks that said, we're sending you $10,000 for medical. And that's it. I can't buy anything else. I can't fix your air conditioner, but I can buy anything related to medical, including EpiPens, some diabetic needs, if I can figure out how to do that. I got $9,200. Y'all help me spend it. I've told 10 clubs that. You know what? I haven't got a single taker yet, so I'm putting you guys know. All right, I'm past my 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Wait a minute, what about what's the most emergency need right now from Harvey?
The question was, what's the most needs right now from those that have been hit by Harvey? And it's construction equipment, construction supplies. I don't know if y'all have been down on the coastal area where that thing hit and what those people had to do to their houses. Anything that had above 4 inches of water, because of the things that were in the water, the sewer that got pulled up into that mix, the swamp water, the rainwater, and salt water, all those things have critters living in them that's not good for humans. And whatever they attach themselves to and grow mold, that's not good for you either. And so the biggest need right now is construction things, mainly sheetrock and appliances. So if y'all have a community that was flooded and maybe there's 8 or 9 or 10 houses and they all need a washer and dryer, make that your project. And that's just a suggestion, but I'm just giving you an example. And a good question too. I hadn't thought about that. What's the biggest need? But the biggest need right now is construction supplies, primarily sheetrock. Sheetrock went from $8.12 to $14.50.
Overnight, a little water will do it.
Little scalping on the end there, you know.
Water will raise those
Is it
prices.
hard to get?
I don't know. They were shipping it from the Dallas rail yard to Beaumont and Houston. Of course, Houston gets all the publicity. They get all the publicity and got $49 million in donations from various things. And Beaumont and Orange and Lumberton and Mauriceville and those folks, never heard of those little bitty towns.
Well, they did from Rita too.
And same thing with Rita, yeah. We got lots of folks wearing this yellow vest that are out there saying, hey, we need help too. And there's been an outpouring of generosity across the nation. We've had $1,750 in cash donations to clubs. I had a past district governor from Illinois call, and he said, I got $500, where you want it? And Nederland Professional Club was doing some things with some folks down there with children that needed underwear and socks. And these were displaced children. They walked out of their house that night with rising water, with a trash bag, with whatever they could put in the trash bag, and that's all they've got. And some of the kids went to school with no shoes, and so they asked for socks, and what else we take them? Underwear and socks and underwear. And Lynn and I went to Walmart and bought everything they had on the rack, and I said, if you got any more in the back, this is going to folks in Harvey that need it, and the lady didn't know. So anyway, we boxed all that up and took it to Netherland and gave it to them, and then bought, we had another box donated with some socks and some infant socks and stuff. We took that to them. And when you see a youngster cry because he's got a pair of clean underwear, kind of makes you be grateful for what you have.
Wow.
It really does. It made an impact on me anyway. Okay, what else? Did I forget?
Where, the midwinter thing?
Oh, the midwinter is going to be hosted by your club, wherever y'all decide to do that. I'm at your mercy. Y'all pick it and I'll show up. I think Art volunteered that. If y'all need somebody to throw tomatoes at, he did that about 2 years ago when I was first vice governor. So, hey Russell, I'll do that for you. And I'm going, thanks, Art.
And the meeting this week.
And the meeting this week is in Center. It's our second cabinet meeting. We'll be discussing this grant program, and primarily that's it. I'm being selfish. I'm trying to get as many of our clubs to give me some project ideas as soon as possible so I can get on the board, for lack of a better word. I want to get the club name with my signature under it forwarded to international so we can be on the board with a dollar amount. And then it's reviewed by a guy named Wesley Gettings, and his name is in there, and then it goes to the Lions International Foundation trustees. And I've had a conversation with 3 of those past international presidents that are part of those trustees, and I'm saying, are you going to make me beg for money? And they said, oh, no. And then I got a 4-page application. I'm going, well, same thing. And I'm saying, are you going to second guess my club presidents? And he said, probably not. I said, okay. I said, this is not Rita. This is not Katrina. This is a hurricane that lasted 6 days. All the rest of them came in and left in 48 hours. This one didn't. This guy took up roots down there in Orange and Beaumont after it left Houston. A lot more and a lot different kinds of damage. So hopefully they won't go back and see what happened in Rita and think we ought to do the same thing, because we don't have the same kind of issues that they had in Rita. We had neighborhoods that were lost, yeah, but more than that, we had lots and lots of schools that were horribly damaged and are out of commission and contaminated. Sour Lake's one of them. We drove by Sour Lake last night just to look at it. A school that's 3 years old is now totally condemned. It's totally condemned, a 3-year-old school, and it's a gorgeous, it's a beautiful high school, and it's just, they gotta bulldoze it down, $12.5 million replacement. They have, what, Linda, 14 of those portable,
A lot.
those great, yeah, they're just like you drop dominoes in the parking lot there at Sour Lake High School. Those great portable schoolhouses, school buildings, they were just hooking power up to them last night when we went down there to look at that. Yeah, there's just lots and lots and lots of damage that they didn't have in New Orleans and along that other part of the Gulf Coast. So hopefully International Foundation will look at us as what we are. We know what's best for our community. And that's why I'm asking you, y'all get out there and talk to these folks, look around. And if you don't find something, that's okay too. And y'all are still a very active community as these young folks and SPCA and Boys Club. Anyway, any more questions? I'm way over my time limit now.
Thank you. Very nice.
Appreciate it. Did I get a check too? I did get a check, remember? I forgot to say, I'm the only district governor you're going to ever have that didn't ask for money but was giving you money. Y'all remember that? You young folks, y'all think about that.
Amen.
The next governor is going to be asking for money. Oh.
I have something for you. I'm not getting home and seeing that. So I gave you this.
What?
Right in Livingston, Texas today.
Get him a photo of us. Come on. All right, we got all
El-
kinds of goodies.
Alfredi and I made fun of Governor Ed Stiles when he came up with his wooden nickel thing. I remember a wooden nickel is something you didn't ever want to take. Your dad ever tell you not to take a wooden nickel? Yeah, we had lots of dads say that. They came up with that, Alfredi and I are going, we're not going to do that. So she's picking on me. Oh.
All right.
What'd I get?
You put it on
Oh,
your
cool,
bicycle.
look at that. A bicycle.
That's a nose ring.
Hanging on my nose. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Wheeler. Thanks for all you do for Lionism, for our district, and your generous offer to our club. We will definitely take a look at that.